Hello there, and welcome back. This is a series, and but I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation, and this is Psalm 13, verse 5. Okay, this will be the last one for, for today. I'm already tired, so let's get on with it. Hold on, and I'm hungry too. All right, okay. The, this topic is the enslaved and Europeans, the connection with building of penatenturies and police station houses across America. Define what, where, when, why, whom. The effects on slaves, summary, implementation, conclusion, and my opinion. Here's a full breakdown. The connection between enslaved people, Europeans, and the construction of penitentiaries and police houses infrastructure in America, including its impact and legacy. Definition: this refers to the use of enslaved labor and European influence in the development of America's penal and policing systems, including the physical construction of prisons, jails, and police stations, and ideological foundations of criminal justice, rooted in the model of the Europeans. Okay. Enslaved people were used to build prisons, police stations, and related infrastructures, especially in the South. European settlers and thinkers introduced penal philosophies that shaped American incarceration. After slavery, the 13th Amendment loophole allowed forced labor to consider through imprisonment. For was this southern states, enslaved labor built prisons and maintained facilities like the Louisiana State Penitentiary, Angola, which was originally a plantation. Northern states' early prisons like Walnut Street Jail in Pennsylvania and Castle Island Penitentiary in Massachusetts were modeled after European workhouses. I wonder. Urban centers, police stations, and jails in cities like New York, Boston were bit with labor from enslaved or formerly enslaved people. When colonial era to 1800s, European models of punishment were imported and adapted. Post-Civil War, 1865 onward, Southern states used black codes to criminalize freed slaves and force them into prison labor. 20th century prison labor expanded under the prison industrial complex, continuing exploitation. Why? There's always economic motives. Surprise, surprise. Prisons provided cheap labor, save money. After slavery was abolished, social control, criminal justice system were used to maintain racial hierarchies. European ideology, thinkers like Bakari and more promoted labor as punishment, influencing American penal design. Whom did it involve? What you think? European architect, architects and philosophers shaped prison design and ideology. American lawmakers and builders. Eh, That's slave labor. Enforced racialized laws and built facilities. Enslaved and formerly enslaved people provided labor and were disproportionately imprisoned. That's still going on. Implementation, construction. Enslaved people quarried stone, made bricks, and built structures like the White House Capitol and early prisons. Penal labor, post emancipation, and prisoners of color were leashed to build and maintain prisons, roads, and police stations. Wow. Policing, early police forces and evolved from slave patrols, enforcing racial order. Effects of the enslaved on the enslaved, continued exploitation even after emancipation. Imprisonment became a new form of slavery. Physical toll, harsh labor conditions in prison farms and construction sites. Psychologically, trauma, criminalization of people of color and their identity, and constant surveillance, legacy of incarceration. People of color in America remain disproportionately, yes, affected by the justice system. Summary: Europeans laid the ideological and architectural foundations of American prisons and police systems. The enslaved people built these institutions and were later trapped within them through laws designed to perpetuate racial control. The connection between slave and criminal justice is deeply embedded in America's built environment and legal history. In conclusion, the construction of penatenturies and police houses in America is not just a story of bricks and mortar. It's a story of racialized labor, systematic oppression, and institutional continuity, from slave built structures to modern mass incarceration. The legacy, the legacy persists. In my opinion, but history demands reckoning and reform. The fact that enslaved people helped build the very institutions that would later imprison their descendants is a tragic irony. Recognizing this legacy is essential to dismantling the structures of inequality and building a justice system rooted in equity and humanity. Wow. That not only use labor for banks and the military and all of that, but also for penitentiaries. That's awful. So I say goodbye. Take care of yourself and each other. And I say never stop talking. Continue talking. Even after they decide to do the right thing, don't stop. Continue on talking and researching and putting it here on the net so everyone can see what the European people done and is doing to the people of color in America. So thank you. Come back and take care of yourself and each other, and please pass it on. Namaste. Thank